Welcome to Fantasy Fanline.
What is up, everyone? Sinker on the left-hand side. I don't know how that happened, but we're back. We are Fantasy Fanline. We are putting you on the air with some of the best in the industry. And another beautiful Tuesday night, closer to the season. What's up, JC? How we feeling, man?
Good, man. I think it's officially draft season. I can't be any more excited. We got a big one on Friday, big one on Sunday. I'm ready to go, man.
You and me both, brother. So we have a jam-packed show. We have a live mock to do, so let's not waste any time. Let's bring back expert host, not trying to butcher his name, Zareh Kantzabedian from Footballguys, one of the best. What is up, Z? How we doing, man? You are muted. I'm sorry. It won't let me unmute you. There
That's
we go.
because I muted myself. That's because I muted myself. No one mutes me but me.
That's right. That's
you don't
right.
have that power over me. I'm just kidding. No, I'm good, man. Thank you for having me here. I'm looking forward to this mock draft. I'm looking forward to be like in the thick of preseason and just trying to decipher all the data that's coming through to us. And it's good for a good first week of preseason football. Still going through a lot of film, trying to understand a lot of things and trying not to take away too much, trying to make molehills out of, whatever that saying is, take everything with a grain of salt, really.
For sure. Speaking of film, one of the best in the industry, man. If you go to Z's Twitter X, whatever you want to call it now, and he's cutting down all these rookies for you dynasty nerds, and it's beneficial. Go watch some of those. Thanks for all you do for the industry, and we're happy to have you on again, man.
Yeah, man. Happy to be here. I love the annual visit with you guys.
That's awesome, man. Let's get right into it because we have a jam-packed show. Just a reminder, we are a call-in show. Hit our line, shoot the shit, let's talk some football. But we're just going to get right into it. What are your thoughts on the Zeke Dalvin Cook signings?
So real quick about that, for Zeke and I'll start with the Zeke signing. My thoughts on the Zeke signing are really that there's just no bad effect on Mondre. I mean, you look at the Patriots, they didn't really draft a running back this year in this year's draft. I think, when they saw what Pierre Strong and Kevin Harris were doing, especially Kevin Harris, who was supposed to be the other early down back besides Ramondre. Kevin Harris hasn't done anything, unfortunately, because I was a big fan of Kevin Harris coming out of college. And Pierre Strong is, he hasn't been great also in the preseason. They haven't really been having great reports out of camp. They brought in Zeke because I think Deuce Vaughn played really well for the Cowboys. They're like, look, Zeke, we don't need you to come back. And maybe Zeke was like, hey, Jerry Jones and all the guys are like, maybe we don't need you to come back, man. Deuce Vaughn played really well. And, we're good with Dowdle and Malik Davis. And the Patriots were, one of the few, a handful of RB needy teams who were just like, look, we can't do this with Pierre Strong and Kevin Harris. And I'm not worried about Ramondre Stevenson. His ADP really hasn't changed too much. He's dropped 2 or 1 selection spots. But as far as production goes, if we look at yards per route run, I think Ramondre's still going to have all the, the major majority of receptions. Yards per route run, Zeke was 0.39 in 2022, and Ramondre was 1.24 yards per route run. So that's a massive discrepancy in yards per route run. In yards per attempt, Zeke had 3.8 yards per attempt. Ramondre had 5 yards per attempt. In yards after a contact per attempt, Ezekiel Elliott had 2.7 yards after contact, and Ramondre had 3.8 yards after contact. So I'm not really, it's just night and day with the two running backs at this point. Ezekiel Elliott was one of, I'm not even confident that he'll be able to last the entire year. I'm fine with Ramondre. I'll take the discount at Ramondre now. Ramondre before Zeke's signing was my dynasty RB3. So I'll probably knock him down to dynasty 3.5 or something like that now. I'm not really worried about it. But I guess goal line touches might siphoned Zeke a little bit, but there was always going to be another running back involved, right? So I think what Zeke signing does is relegates Pierre Strong back to his role that he had in 2021, so something similar where like he basically had no snaps. So that's my take right now with the Zeke signing.
I agree with you, man. If you know Bill Belichick, like you know they weren't going to let Ramondre take complete control of that backfield. And I am also with you that I'm buying the dip if there is any dip on both Brees and Ramondre Stevenson. In redraft and dynasty, I think that if people want to let him slip to that early 4th round, I'll take that all day. I don't know about you, Sinker. You might see things differently. How you feeling?
No, I agree with Zeke completely on Zeke. I think that's a perfect spot for Zeke to land. I don't think it affects Ramondre that much at all. I mean, obviously Zeke's going to get some touches, but I think it was more of an insurance pickup for the Patriots because after Ramondre goes down, I don't think they trusted the backs that were in the field behind him. So yeah, I mean, buying the dip on Ramondre, if you see a dip at all, yeah, I mean, I'm definitely gonna pick him when he's available. And then when you look at Dalvin Cook. I think that's more of, is Brees, I talked about this last episode, is Brees, how healthy is Brees? I know he just got activated, but coming off that ACL injury, he was going to be a slow start guy already to start with. And I think Dalvin just is more insurance in that Jets backfield. I mean, the Jets are going for it. They're trying to win, and Dalvin just, adds to that backfield. So, if Brees falls at all, you can definitely tap him as well. But I'm cautious. I'm more cautious with the Cook and Brees backfield than I am with Zeke and Ramondre. Ramondre, I'm still locked into, but the Brees backfield I was already a little nervous about, and this signing doesn't help that at all. So
yeah, and that's fair. Sorry, Z.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, I agree. I think Dalvin Cook's signing for Brees Hall is a little bit more troublesome, but like there's still like a lot of things that haven't played out yet, right? We heard that Dalvin Cook's shoulder injury hasn't fully healed yet. Brees Hall just came off PUP. It really depends on what's going on with those two backs by the time the season starts. Then we can finally get a clearer picture. I guess now you can make some kind of a projection. But I think like also Dalvin Cook's signing was more to appease Aaron Rodgers because Zonovan Knight, I mean, he was going to be the starting running back if Brees Hall couldn't go. And you can't like really Aaron Rodgers. You can't bring in Aaron Rodgers and be like, all right, here's Zonovan Knight here for you. Go ahead out there. And Aaron Rodgers would be like, what the hell, man? Like, you give me Zonovan Knight. So they probably brought in Dalvin Cook just to kind of appease Aaron Rodgers. So I was kind of like looking at past ACL injuries with elite running backs and primarily elite running backs just because it was just volume sample size, right? And I kind of came to the conclusion that it really just kind of comes down to, and this is kind of like the consensus thing, but for me it was like a realization, like it comes down to age and genetics, right? So like I was looking at the first running back I looked at was Terrell Davis, who tore his ACL in 1999. At the time, he tore his ACL. He was 26 years old, right at the age apex, the running back age apex, where statistically they begin to decline in performance. After he tore his ACL, he never played a full season again. He was pretty much done. The second guy I looked at is Saquon Barkley, who tore his ACL in 2020. He was 23 years old, young for a running back. He played his first full season in 2022, where he averaged 17.8 points per game. In 2021, I think he played 8 games and averaged 11 points per game. So we saw, it took like about 2 years for Saquon Barkley to play to his full potential. Saquon, he it didn't really work out in 2021 for him. And I looked at Adrian Peterson, who tore his ACL at 26 in 2011. This was a freak of nature genetic kind of thing where he rushed for over 2,000 yards the following season. So I think he's kind of like he's his own category of ACL recovery. I also looked at Jamal Charles, tore his ACL twice, once in 2011 when he was 25 years old, came back the next year. He ran over 1,500 yards and on 285 rush attempts. In 2015, he was older. He was like 28 or 27. 25 math on that. Yeah, he was like 28 years old. Never played well again for the entire. So and when we look at Brees Hall, Brees Hall is 22 years old. And so we already see that he's got age on his side. He may already have recovered fully at this point. And if he has, he might be ready to go. If he has fully recovered and his return to form, then he's going to take at least 60% of those the market share touches in the backfield. Also, we don't even know about his genetics. We're still going to see about his genetics. That's going to play into his recovery time. So, we have the age side on Brees Hall. If Brees Hall has fully recovered, which there's a good chance of, looking at the track record of these running backs, and I think Brees Hall might be a hell of a discount this year.
I'm with you there. While people are off of Brees, I'm hoping for that cheaper price in these drafts, man. Everyone's pretty much thinking the same thing about this situation, right?
Yeah.
Dalvin Cook's gonna come in, get a lot of the work early on, and Brees is gonna be that guy towards the end. But let's remember that Brees came back to practice today. Dalvin Cook still hasn't practiced, so it's up in the air. I am not while everyone's fading Brees Hall, I'm with you, Z. I think he could be a great pick at the right price. Let's keep this rolling. First of all, thanks to all the love in the chat. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We got Big Lou, Daniel, Scylla, Andy Bob, who's going to be mocking with us, with Lou and Daniel, AD, today with that epic mustache from John Urbana.
Thanks, man.
Our old pal Greg, who will also be in the mock. Think Zeke is the perfect Patriot. Do your job. Zeke at center.
Zeke will probably do whatever they say, but I don't think Zeke has anything left in the tank. So
yeah,
I'm with you. Let's get into a quick dynasty question for our dynasty guy here. Jameson Williams, buy, sell, or hold, Z?
He's a buy/hold in dynasty right now. Yeah,
I'm with you. I'm keeping it simple.
More of a buy too with the discount. He didn't. I think in his first preseason game he had 2 drops, if not 1 drop. He had a big drop on like a beautiful pass. It should have been a touchdown that went off his hands. As people see that, they react to that. We're just animals. We react to things with emotion, more so than rationally. I wish we reacted rationally, but we acted with emotion. He's not off to a good start, but I think you got to buy, if anything, and you can't sell him because you're just not going to get the proper value for him.
Yeah, because we haven't seen it. The suspension sucks, but that draft capital. The Lions offense is on the rise. I'm with you, man. I have him in a couple dynasty leagues. No one's getting him from me. I'm holding or buying. Yeah. Sinker?
Yeah, I agree. Where you took him in rookie drafts, you just have to hold at this point. You're not going to get that value back. His value is down because of the situation he put himself in and the injury. There's no point in selling your asset when it's at the lowest point right now. So yeah. I would hold or try to buy, honestly.
All right, let's keep it moving because we still got to do this mock. We're definitely not going to get to every mailbag question this week, so I apologize, but we will save your questions for next week if we miss you. Let's talk tight ends in Dynasty. What rookie tight end has the biggest year one upside, and what rookie tight end has the biggest career upside?
I like Laporta for year one. I think he's probably in the best environment to have the highest upside career-wise. I'm gonna say Luke Musgrave just because when I'm trying to project these guys, I really look at just athleticism, and Luke Musgrave is the most athletic out of, if we're talking about the big 3 of Laporta or, the big 2 of Laporta and Kincaid, Musgrave is just far more athletic than them. He was number 3 in the class. Laporta was number 8 and Kincaid was, I forgot where Kincaid was. He was below them. But Musgrave is already clicking with Jordan Love right now. He was good in so I like to see momentum, right? So Musgrave was really good in camp. The Packers had their family night where all the fans came and watched. Musgrave was targeted by Jordan Love in the first preseason game. Musgrave ran 11 routes, was targeted twice. So that's small. That's 18% target share on a very tiny microscopic sample size. But Jordan Love's likes Luke Musgrave. Luke Musgrave can block well. He's been blocking well. So I'm going to take the athleticism with Luke Musgrave and just kind of buy it on the cheap right now while everybody's kind of hyper-focused on Laporta and Kincaid.
Cool. Yeah, I have the generic answer. I'm with you on Laporta. I just feel like, no one else is really there for them. And Kincaid, that draft capital and that offense, that would be my answer as far as long-term. But I'm with you on Laporta for year one.
Yeah.
And we all know that rookie tight ends normally don't pan out year one, but, anything's possible. Sinker, how you feeling about these rookie tight ends?
Yeah, I'm going to make it easy on the listener who asked the question. Laporta year one for me, just because of the opportunity there and the target share that he can get. And then for career, it's Dalton Kincaid for me. I think that offense is electric. I like that landing spot. That could shift depending on what happens with Dawson Knox, but I'm buying into Dalton Kincaid for his whole career.
Awesome stuff. Let's keep it on Dynasty. Now that most dynasty rookie drafts are wrapped up, who is your biggest buy low before the season starts?
I like Andrew Yosivas on the Bengals a lot. I mean, if you go on Keep Trade Cut, he's the last player ranked on Keep Trade Cut right now, and he came as advertised in the first preseason game. He had 8 targets and put up some great yards after the. He had a great catch on the yards after the catch. He had a touchdown that was questionable. It could have been a touchdown. The Bengals should have challenged it. They didn't challenge it. He showed excellent body control on the boundary end zone touchdown. I mean, he's a big guy who is going to require some refinement, but I mean, he's, if they don't re-sign T. Higgins, and Josephus develops within the year, moderately at least, he develops outside of his size speed kind of profile and becomes more of a mechanic, then he's going to be, I think he's a good bet to take over that T. Higgins role.
That was so deep, man. I love it.
Yeah, that's a great take.
I also got Stetson Bennett and Puka Nacua.
Stetson Bennett's his 40th birthday, right? I heard.
Dude, I just saw how fast that kid can run the other day. I had no idea he was so athletic.
That's an athlete. He doesn't look like an athlete, but when you watch him play.
Yeah, see, Z's diving into the deep film there. He's giving you guys what you need.
You also cheap. I went cheap.
Yeah, he is cheap. My buy low is Treylon Burks, man. I think about the hype before they signed DeAndre Hopkins. His target share was going to be there. He was going to be the guy. The fitness stuff is in check this year. D-Hop, has injuries in the past. If for any reason he's out, Treylon Burks is a smash play in Dynasty. He's going to be the cheapest I think he is going to be for the next couple of years is right now. So I'm looking at him, man. When people panicked with the D-Hop, I was sending out offers trying to get someone to bite.
Right on. Yeah, I agree.
Would I be crazy to say Breece Hall is his value low right now? No, if you want to go deep,
never going to be.
Yeah, I think I'm with you there. Like, I'm not going to go as deep as you guys. I mean, Burks isn't deep.
I went deep because I thought we were talking rookies only. My bad.
No, it's cool. We need that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm going to say Breece. I said Barkley last year. That's still up in the air. He had a great year for you. But that's for contenders, man, because no one's really trying to buy running backs unless you're about to win a ship or trying to win a ship, at least from my experience in Dynasty. So I'm going to go Breece Hall. But as a homer, I'll say keep your eye on Daniel Bellinger, man. Keep your eye on that kid, Daniel Bellinger.
I agree.
Darren Waller, he's hyped. He's hyped to the moon right now. I hope he goes crazy, but he's getting up there in age, and they like this kid Bellinger. He looked good last year, and I think while Waller's covered, Bellinger's going to get a lot more love than you expect this year. I'm not saying draft him and redraft right now, but it might be a great buy low in Dynasty, and that's my homer pick of the day.
Yeah, if we're talking rookies only, Deneric Prince for the Chiefs. I think McKinnon is the pass catcher this year, but I think Prince could definitely be the pass catcher next year. Good friend of the show, Pete Sweeney's been talking him up a lot, so I've got to ride with that guy on that.
Got him everywhere.
Yeah, awesome. There you go.
Yeah.
Singer told me to snag him in a league I have Pacheco, and I did, and I'm happy about it. So we're gonna hit one more Dynasty question. We're gonna randomize this mock draft. We're gonna shift from Dynasty to redraft and get rolling. I'm a contending team in a Dynasty league. Who are some players that you think could help me win a chip this year for a couple of second-round rookie picks? I'm going to start this off and say it's not a sexy pick at all, but if you have a second-round pick to dish out to a team who has James Conner, I think that could help you out there.
He's at the top of my list.
All right. That makes me feel better.
I have him written down as well.
James Conner, man, he's going to be the workhorse there. The offense is probably going to be bad, but in fantasy football, volume is king. And if you're a contending team, you need a running back, I think he could get you those floor points. Well, if you're a contending team, obviously you have some pretty damn good players. So those floor points with James Conner, and he could have his huge weeks. He has done this, even on some rough teams. So he's number one on my list. You guys have any other guys you would sell a couple of rookie picks?
I got Tyler Lockett and Brandon Cooks.
I like those.
More so, I think, Brandon Cooks and Tyler Lockett. I feel like Brandon Cooks is more expensive right now than Tyler Lockett just because of the JSN draft. But I mean, I'll take Tyler Lockett for a second round pick.
I literally wrote down James Conner and Brandon Cooks. So those are your guys.
Great minds think alike. All right. Well, as I said, if I missed your rookie, if I missed your mailbag questions, maybe we could try to squeeze some more in later. If not, I'll get to them next week. But this is a mock draft episode. We are switching the focus from dynasty to redraft. Let's see. That is the screen. Let me pull you guys up on the bottom like that. And let's get to randomizing this order. You guys ready to draft or?
Yep.
Feeling good?
Yeah,
All right,
man.
cool.
Always down for a mock.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it. Random order, randomized teams. I get the
Sanchi.
one.
I moved one spot up.
Z-Mace at 2. All right, we got Sanchi at 1, me at 1, Z-Mace at 2, Eves at 3, Tommy Donuts 4, Big Lou 5, Sinker right in the middle at 6, Herbs and Spices at 7, Andy Bob at 8, Jay Willie at 9, Greg at 10. We have Z at 11 and Jessel, who's every time I mock with this guy Jessel, he's at 1. So
yeah, seeing him on the other side's good.
Yeah, let's see him on the other side. And without further ado, let's do this.
Hey, it picked
Priest Holmes. Should I go Priest Holmes here? I'm going with the safest player, Justin Jefferson.
Hey, Sanchi, you put Daniel in the 4.
What's up?
Tommy took the 4.
What happened? It kicked him?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And you can remove him, and then he can select that spot.
Technical difficulties on air, folks. All right. Why did it do that?
I don't know. Just pause. If you pause it, I guess you don't have to do that.
All right. Z-Mace, don't pick. Well, sorry, guys.
Because he's going to auto.
Is he Andy Bob?
No, Andy Bob's here.
Who's he then? Which we got?
Tommy Donuts. I don't know why the hell he is draft settings.
Yeah, you don't know how to do it on the web app. That's hilarious.
All right. Draft settings. How do I remove this guy?
Yeah, in the meantime, we can talk about, the first 2 picks here. I mean, Justin Jefferson, consensus 101. Z, are you going anyone else at the 1 there? Or is that usually
Absolutely not?
Just locked into him? I know there's a lot of talk of Jamar Chase, but with Burrow injury, nope, nothing. Just staying with
no.
Right. We're good.
I agree with you.
Just a slight hiccup. We're Gucci. All right, so Jefferson and Chase, liking that. I'm assuming Eves will go McCaffrey here. That's pretty chalk, but a few other guys, Eckler, Bijan. These are some sharp drafters, ladies and gentlemen. So
yeah, it feels like a sharp room. It feels like if I could feel the tension in the room right now.
Yeah, just got quiet, Just got pretty quiet.
Tyree goes 104. I like that pick, honestly.
Right.
Kelsey at 5.
Yeah, for me, with the settings, it's an easy Austin Eckler pick. I would maybe look at Cooper Kupp, but with the injury concerns, I'm gonna have to go with Eckler.
I feel better with knowing that Stetson Bennett is there, just in case Matthew Stafford goes down.
Yeah. So are you in on Kupp? Like, where's ADP for him?
He's top 5, somewhere in top 5 for me.
I'm just a little nervous about him. It's more not the recent injury. It's just the stacking of injuries that he's had and age.
I get it. Yeah, I get that.
I could get burned on that though.
That's a valid concern.
Andy Bob, if you're still with us, you are on the clock, my friend.
Andy Bob.
Did see him in the chat.
Yeah, he was in the YouTube chat.
There was a question that you guys asked that was Zay Flowers for Chris Godwin and a 2nd-round pick.
Yeah.
We can bring that one up.
I'd take Zay Flowers in that one, just because the 2nd-round pick isn't really worth much to me. So that'd be essentially trading away Zay Flowers for Chris Godwin straight up. So just real quick, I want to hit that one.
I like Zay Flowers too, man. I think Zay Flowers could be the wide receiver 1 this year for that team. Honestly, he looks
me too.
great. He looks fantastic right now.
Yeah.
Have you gone through his film yet? I'm sure you have, but
no, actually haven't. I haven't gone through any Ravens film yet.
I'm excited for that one. He looks great, man.
Jay Willie just got a Cooper Cup at 1.9. That's insane.
I know.
That should calm your nerves if you have any concerns about Cup going to. I think 1.9 feels about appropriate if you have any concerns.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, it seems like Andy Bob's back. I'm not sure he wanted Bijan there, but he's gonna have to rock with him. Could have been worse. Greg with Chubb at 10. Spoiler for next week on our My Guy episode, but I love that pick a lot. I also love the pick at 11. That.
Saquon's great.
Yeah. I think that's St. Brown Lamb.
St. Brown and Lamb on that wraparound. It's a
Mm-hmm.
great start to the core. This is more just if you're feeling like a little sloppy going into this season, like pay attention to where some of these guys are getting selected. These are all sharp drafters. We've been doing our research and mocking way too damn much, but that's okay because the real deal's right around the corner, and we're excited for it. Let's see what Z does here. What's the thought process here?
Oh, I'm up. Shoot. I was looking.
Don't Andy Bob us. Just
I
kidding, Andy Bob. Thanks for coming back.
I'm just going to do it. Just go heavy. Just go heavy RB here.
Nice. I like that. I like that.
When do you ever get to have a team like that in a 12-team league?
And the running back drop-off is pretty heavy, man. Like in the third and fourth round, there's just no one there that I love picking.
Yeah.
So, like, locking in those two guys right there, you're good on RB, and you can focus on wide receiver now.
In all the mocks I've done where in my home league, I'm 1-3, I've taken like Jamar Chase or something like that, or, Cup. It feels good, but like when you get to like the fourth, fifth round, you're like, dude, Calvin Ridley's still here, Christian Watson's still here, Amari Cooper's still here. I'm like, I should have just taken Eckler or Bijan or whatever, somebody in the top 5 pick. And
I know
receivers are deep for sure.
Yeah,
Josh Jacobs.
We actually just passed a third wide receiver in my home league. I've been pushing for it for so long, and I finally got it. I started campaigning for it. I got a campaign director. I had a team. I had office space. We had people canvassing for me in the streets. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. But no, I started campaigning for it. I was playing video games with my commish. We were playing a lot of Call of Duty and whatever. And I'll just kind of throw it in. I'll plant the seed early in the summer, and I'll just keep bringing it up every once in a while. But you can't be too aggressive with it because they get scared, by new ideas, especially if they're not like sickos like us who are like, if you ask me any kind of format, like, what do you think about this? Well, let's start doing points for centers, and I'll be like, fine, let's do that. Perfect. I'll just adjust my rankings. I don't care. I've never said no. I've never said no to anything. But my league, they're so scared. And there's a guy in my league who will say no to it just because I want to do it, just to spite me, even though it's a good idea, and he'll agree to it. He'll say no to it just because I want to do it. That's fantasy football for you right there.
Right. I like Jay Willie's start with Cup and Brown. It's a good wide receiver core.
Yeah. Dude, I didn't realize how close Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown were in targets. They were like off by like 5 targets last year or something like that.
You don't have to tell Sanchi that, man. He's loving it. I'm gonna take Devontae Adams.
That's crazy.
At 2.7, him falling this far. Like, the disrespect, man. He's an easy pick for me right there.
I agree. That's a smash.
There is a guy on the board though that I would have loved to take. We'll see if Lou goes with it or not, but yeah, Greg, crazy value on Devontae Adams. Oh, he's got the Chiefs stat going.
Love that. That's huge.
Yeah, Tony Pollard was going to be the guy if Adams wasn't there for me.
Yeah,
it's huge. It's definitely huge. It won leagues last year, but
are we drafting Tony Pollard at a ceiling right now at 2.9? Is that his ceiling?
I mean, it could be, but I think the biggest thing from the Zeke and Dalvin, the biggest winner right there is Tony Pollard. As long as they don't bring in like Fournette or something, but it doesn't sound like it. Deuce in that first preseason game, like you mentioned, looked pretty good.
Yeah. I was listening to Bucky Brooks just right before we hopped on, and Bucky Brooks was like, look, man, I had my doubts, but damn, dude, that guy ran with speed to power. He made men miss. Like in Bucky Brooks, Bucky Brooks is I like Bucky Brooks. Like he's not a hot take guy. He's a very cool headed guy. And Bucky Brooks was like, I saw Deuce Vaughn, man, and my mind has changed. Like I think we need to start coming around on Deuce Vaughn a little bit. And we're all obviously not there. There's still a lot of people who don't want to go there. I'm working my way towards there slowly.
That little dude is slippery, man.
Man,
so slippery.
Yeah, he K-State plays in the Big 12, so I watched a lot of Deuce Vaughn, and in college, man, he was the real deal, man. He was good.
Oh, I wanted Taylor on the wrap.
Jefferson Taylor, Chase Taylor, he's coming back.
We're gonna go with Ramondre.
Yeah, I love it. So
scared.
so he's right there. He hasn't changed. He's right there where he's always been.
I'm still rocking with him after these running backs are gone. And then I'm gonna grab my second receiver. Another spoiler for next week. It's Devontae Smith. Start with Jefferson, Ramondre, and Devontae Smith.
That's so bad, dude. I mean, like bad and good, but it's just nasty.
Yeah,
I'd be happy about that.
The top three is crazy this year. If you have the option to take a pick and pick one in any league, I would go 1 through 3.
I'm with you.
The first three picks, JC?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like like in my league, it's randomized order, but then you get to pick where you want to pick. So like it's random, but then you pick. So if I'm the first choice, I can pick wherever I want on the board.
Okay, gotcha.
I would definitely be looking at like 1, 2, or 3. It's crazy the value. There's the teardrop midway through the third, or even like it's getting close. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm 1-3. I'm kind of liking it. I'm starting to warm up to it. I didn't like it because I was trying to force a certain thing at the 1-3, and I realized it wasn't working. I was trying to force wide receiver at 1-3.
Yeah,
and I just realized I need to go running back at 1-3 and kind of do something else later on.
Yeah, I like these ending spots too, though. Like this, like Barkley and Henry at 11, or like there's some leagues you could get, Chubb, Henry, Barkley, Chubb. Like that sounds like a great time to me to start a team off like that.
Yeah, I think definitely at the beginning, because I've mocked the 10 spot so many times, but I think and just like best ball, for whatever reason, I always end up getting the bottom half of the draft. There's just a drop, I feel like, from 3 to 4 in the player value, and you almost want to go like quarterback or something in that situation.
I think we talked about this last week. We like QBs in that sweet spot, We'll see how it works out.
I mean, I think like Mahomes and Allen is a little too rich for me there. But if you can get one of the the 1B guys, the 1A is like Mahomes, Allen, Jalen Hurts. If you can get some of the 1B guys, I think that's where I'm looking at it. All right, I'm going to take a little reach here and just get a guy I love. Go with Calvin Ridley.
Oh, shoot.
It's not a reach if he won't make it back to you.
Yeah.
Remember that, kids. All right, this is a sharp mock, just like we promised. We might have had some technical difficulties, but we're giving you what we promised.
I want one guy. I hope he's not going to make it here.
I wanted Jamar Gibbs there, honestly, but again, I'm going to take who I think is the best wide receiver still on the board. I know DK and Debo and Allen are there. Calvin Ridley, man, when he was healthy, he was electric, man. He was definitely a top 5 wide receiver in the league. I'm buying into the Jags completely. I think Calvin Ridley, I know we've talked about it before, Sanchi. The Kirk value later on is more enticing, but
it's Lawrence season.
I want a piece.
Absolutely.
I want a piece of that offense, and I'm going to reach to get my guy.
Yep. Another stack, Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown stack.
Yeah, I love that.
Very nice. Let's see what this chat's up to. We got Deuce Vaughn has Darren Sproles written all over him. If that's the case, I am trading in all my dynasty leagues for Deuce Vaughn tonight. I mean Darren Sproles again.
Same college, man. Same college.
Ethan. Higgins over Olave. Good chance I could get Higgins at 3.3, but that Olave wouldn't be there. You were right. You got them both. Yeah, Olave wasn't making it back to 3.3. I have a feeling.
Well, that's what I like about like the 1 through 3 is whoever took Chase isn't going to take Higgins. So it's like you kind of know you can get him at, the 101 or 103 spot.
Oh man, I love drafting. I can't wait for the real deal.
Amari Cooper, man, I like that pick.
Yeah, I want some Cooper this year. No, dude, it mixing the team is nice. Yeah, I like where the Browns are headed this year. I think they're going to be way more pass attempts.
I'm with you. That's how I felt about the Jaguars last year, and I have that similar feeling with the Browns.
Hell yeah.
So let's see if I could go 2 for 2. That's why I'm high on Chubb. I love Cooper. Watson, love him or hate him. I think he's a great fantasy pick this year. So that's on you to decide.
So Z, this is like where with the spot you just drafted, that's where I feel like there's kind of like a drop where it's like, what do I do here? You've got some of these quarterbacks still. You've got, I think DK is a great pick there, honestly, but it's, usually Calvin Ridley's sitting there sometimes, but then it's like, do you want to go D-Hop? Do you want to go? I feel like there's just a tier break.
Yeah. Yeah. There's one player we'll talk about when we get to him. I don't want to start, talking about the hand while the hand's in progress, but
yeah,
there's one player that, man, I'm so reluctant. Like, I just don't want to like him, but I think I'm starting to like him, and he might go this round. I don't know if he will, but I think I'm starting to come around to the team and the player in general. You guys might already know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm trying to guess.
Yeah,
love that home pick. That's right there, Greg.
Call him Homer Simpson.
What, Fields?
Yeah, that's Greg's boy. I have a feeling Sinker likes him a lot too. Tune in next week.
Man, I'm just getting sniped like crazy in this draft. One at Kenneth Walker there.
Why? Charbonnet's going to get more touches anyways. It doesn't matter. I'm just kidding.
I just think Kenneth Walker is so explosive. Even if Charbonnet gets the passing and work, I just think. No.
Yeah, I like Charbonnet. I like Walker. I'm just kidding.
I like what Herbs is doing here. He's behind the dip. Brees Hall, Kenneth Walker with Diggs and Waddle. That's nice, man.
Yeah.
Got to give you respect there. Scary Terry has 3. I like.
Yeah, we have so many preseason so many preseason perceptions that are gonna get shattered.
Oh, it always happens.
Kenneth Walker is gonna get blown up. Like that whole thing with him and Charbonnet, he might get shattered. I mean, there's so many things that. Yeah.
I think with the Walker and Chardonnay, it's just like you don't know like what's gonna happen there. I mean, Pete Carroll is like, for fantasy purposes, like I hate that guy. You just never know. It's hard. You can watch tape, you can do everything, but then it's like he doesn't care. He's just gonna switch everything up.
Yeah. We've got 3 teams with stacks.
That Christian Watson pick right there, I thought about him at 4.7, honestly, which I don't know. He's a guy that could return huge value.
I have him. He's my highest owned player in underdog drafts right now.
Right on. Yeah, I was going to ask if you were in on him or not.
The dip was so crazy with him before in spring and just after the Super Bowl, there was a crazy dip with him, and you just had to ask yourself how much you believed in Jordan Love and how much you believed in Christian Watson and his athleticism, playmaking ability, and I was just like, yeah, man. I mean, there's just way too much upside in Christian Watson to not take him where he's at right now. So.
Yeah, I think he's a guy that if you don't roster him, you could be regretting it, come playoff time. I think Jordan Love is going to be better than what people think.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, like Rodgers last year wasn't even that good. He wasn't even that efficient. So it's like, I kind of throw that take out when people are like, well, Rodgers isn't there anymore. Well, it's like, Rodgers wasn't that good. So,
dude, that offense, Jaden Reed, Musgrave, Watson, and Robio and Dobbs are going to be they're going to have some big weeks this year, man. And that Jordan Love stack with some of those players, if you want to be able to stack those guys in in daily or DraftKings or whatever.
Yep. Yeah. I've got a Jordan Love, Christian Watson stack in the fishbowl, so I'm pretty excited about that one.
Oh, that's nice.
Sorry,
who do I
Greg,
have?
I took your stack. I went Damian Pierce and DJ Moore on the wrap. I'm pretty big on Pierce. I wasn't feeling any of the other backs. I think he's clearly the guy there. Was rested in the preseason, and I just think DJ Moore as a wide receiver 3 is like such a great chase on the ceiling. You know, like
Pierce is such a value at 412.
Yeah.
He's such a value this year in general where he's going. I don't understand it.
I know because he's on the Texans. I feel like people don't want him, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
he looked pretty damn good last year.
I mean, he can have it easier. He can have a way better than Walker. I mean, he's probably gonna have a better year than Harris. Better year than he could have a better year than Etienne and Walker too.
Yeah, I just worry about the rookie quarterback. You know, history, says that running backs are tied to the quarterback. Rookie quarterbacks typically aren't good right away. That's the only reason I'm pumping the brakes on him. But at 412 and as your RB2, I think it's a great pick.
Well, I don't know if Davis Mills wasn't considered a rookie quarterback, but he was certainly horrible. And Damian Pierce made, he was fantasy.
Still got it done.
Yeah.
And those
so Jerry Jeudy was the guy I wanted to talk about as far as a wide receiver that I didn't want to like, but I'm starting to like.
Yeah.
So like Cecil Lamney at Footballguys, he's a reporter. He does the show on the Fan in Denver. He's like a camp reporter, and he's always talking. He's been talking about Jeudy, how Sean Payton loves Jerry Jeudy. He loves Adam Trautman, and we saw Jeudy play well in the preseason, but we also saw Adam Trautman start over Greg Dulcich in the first preseason game. So Cecil was he's speaking some truth, and it's kind of starting to manifest. So I might come around to Jeudy.
Yeah,
I was in on Jeudy last year. I mean, wasn't as great as I was hoping, but I think I might have been a year too early. I was contemplating over DJ Moore, but they're both high ceilings this year in my opinion. So flip that coin. Depends how you're feeling on draft day. I just like the way Fields is moving with his career in regards to how Russell's moving with his career. So.
Just look at the back half of the year with Jerry Jeudy. I mean, he was a stud, man. And if that continues to play into this year like it should, I know Russ looked awful in the preseason week 1, but Jerry Jeudy, could be a stud. And especially with injuries there.
Talent's there, man. The talent's there.
For sure. I am a little worried about Mims, but we'll see.
I'd be worried about Mims if I had Sutton. I don't think Jeudy has much to worry about, but
true.
Guess we'll see.
Well, we've also seen. I mean, I talked about this last year when I jumped on the show with you guys. I mean, Russell can support 2 wide receivers if he's playing well. I mean, we saw it with DK and Lockett. I think like Z, you talked about DFS that year when Lockett and DK and Russ when they were cooking. It was like, which one are we going to pick, right? And if you get it right, you're probably in the money. So.
I traded Russell. I'm just gonna do this real quick. I traded Aaron Rodgers for Russell Wilson in a super flex league, and Russell Wilson is my QB too.
Yeah,
straight up.
So you're in on Dobbins, it looks like, huh?
Absolutely, yeah. I love Dobbins, dude.
As an RB3 all day. Me too.
And if he wants to go off, oh damn it, dude! Took Kirk Johnson. Two guys on the board.
Yeah, dude. Christian Kirk. I thought about Christian Kirk at the 5-6, honestly, but I didn't.
That just forces me to Deshaun Watson.
I already had Ridley, so
that's a lot of receptions right there with St. Brown, CeeDee Lamb, Christian Kirk, Deontay Johnson. That's a lot of receptions in PPR formats.
Yeah, I mean, look at how early quarterbacks have flown off this board.
I know
it's interesting this year. I think one takeaway from mocking and from best ball is like you got to get a good quarterback, man.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, and I'm usually the one to always wait in a single QB league, but last year really left a bad taste in my mouth as far as waiting on quarterback. I did pick up Justin Fields in the middle of the year and kind of had a good run with him, but his injuries and whatnot. But I don't know. I think it's going to come back to a more normal. I don't think it's going to be elite quarterback or bust this year. I think there's a lot of great value. I mean, look at the quarterbacks on the board that are going right now. I mean,
Yeah.
I think we're going to see a nice turnaround. I think Dak's going to have a better year. Tua's going to have a good year if he stays healthy. Anthony Richardson is going to, dude. I mean, yeah, he's so. Geno Smith, Kirk Cousins. I think these guys are all going to be able to hold their own.
Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones, dude. Daniel Jones.
Let's talk Daniel Jones.
Dan, we should talk. You talk Daniel Jones.
It's coming, man.
It's gonna come, man.
It's coming. He was a top quarterback. He was a QB1 last year. Why can't he do it again with a better?
I think last year was a floor for him too.
I agree. Those rushing yards and adding Darren Waller, another year with Dable. I think he's one of the better later round picks this year, and maybe that's a little biased, but I just like what I see with him. I want a quarterback who can run.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely checks that box. It's just I worry about the pass catchers and can Waller stay healthy. But maybe I don't need to worry about that, and the rushing upside will take care of him,
120 rush attempts, 708 yards.
I mean, that is very impressive. I'm going to see how far I can push this. I'm going to go anchor RB with Eckler, and I'm going to stack my quarterback with his big downfield threat, Mike Williams.
So be healthy for 4 weeks.
Yeah, Jason Herbert. Yeah.
Hey, man, Kellen Moore is going to get that offense cooking.
Yeah, I know that he is. I traded Ezekiel Elliott for Joshua Palmer because I was like, this is all I can get for him. Like I did that like in May. Yeah. Somebody offered. I woke up with that in my inbox. I was like, fine. I was like, just fucking take him. I was like,
yeah, you're like, all right,
I don't want Zeke anymore. I'll take Joshua Palmer. That's fine. I don't care.
I mean, yeah, Zeke's value in May was rock bottom.
Yeah. Now I don't know what you can get for him now. I mean, I'm not. I don't even. You can't get anybody on the board that's up on the board right now for Zeke right now.
You got to find a Cowboys fan, or not even a Cowboys fan now, a Patriots fan.
Patriots fan who's just like, yeah man, Zeke, he's a Pro Bowler.
Feed Zeke.
They're probably walking around like this in New England right now doing the spoon thing.
Clam chowder. Feed them clam chowder. Man, I'm hoping for my 2 guys here, man.
Yeah.
How random would it be if you showed to the FF Expo with like a New England Zeke jersey, New England Elliott jersey? That is the most random jersey.
You probably, stand out, meet a lot of people.
Have you gone to the expo at all?
No, I haven't. I didn't get to go this year. I just had my daughter, and last year I think I just, I wasn't feeling like traveling really. So hopefully next year.
Oh, you just had it? You just had your daughter?
Like we had our daughter in December.
Congrats, man.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Greg knows how you feel. He just had his baby boy.
I know. I heard. Congratulations, Greg. It's amazing. He had his boy, 2 months ago? 3 months ago?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Give or take. I heard Sanj is a Jets fan, man.
Yeah, everyone's talking the James Conner pick at 6'4". I was hoping he would get back to me at 6'7". That's an easy tap for a RB2 for me.
I am a Jets fan now. Dalvin Cook.
Wow, there it is. There it is. Can't get Brees, so he's going to take the next best thing.
I think as the offseason I think as the offseason we get through preseason, it's looking better and better for Alexander Madison, guys.
I
think if anything, Ty Chandler he might split it with Ty Chandler, but I mean people are. I mean, what's going to happen to him now? Who's going to sign? Fournette?
The Kareem Hunt news was enticing, but I also don't think Kareem Hunt's that good. So it'd be another signing if Hunt came in. I wouldn't, be worried about Madison.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about him anymore. I just don't see anybody obstructing his path to touches.
Yeah. I agree. 6th round, I mean,
I think 6'10" is really good.
Like, look at that. Like, his team, McCaffrey, Olave, Higgins, D-Hop, Burrow. And then Madison is like, I like that a lot.
Yeah. All these teams are really good. There's not a team on here that I don't like.
Yeah. That's the problem with like draft season. I start coming around to like every guy. I'm like, I can see myself taking him.
That's one guy I don't like is Michael Pittman.
I'm with you.
Yeah,
That's the first guy I don't like.
You spoke too soon.
Yeah. What do you go, 7-2? I mean, it depends where you're getting him, right?
It's not horrible.
It's not horrible, dude.
I
It's not
wouldn't
horrible.
do
He's a wide receiver 1. He's like one of the few wide receiver 1s left on the board. So it's not horrible.
Yeah, I'm seeing at least 4 or 5 guys I would take over him here on the wide receivers, but
On the wide receivers.
it's each their own.
Javonte Williams, man, he's a guy. You spoke on it earlier, Z, coming off an injury. You know, and his injury was a little bit more gruesome than some of these other guys. It's going to be really hard for him to, produce immediately.
Yeah, Cecil Lammy was saying, he's going to be there. He'll be starting, but he's not going to be his full self all year. He came off a really, really bad injury. So I think we'll see Javonte Williams. Luckily, he's still like super young. So I think we'll see Javonte Williams at 100% in 2024.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah. He's playing.
It's unfortunate, man.
Preseason.
It's unfortunate. He was last year. I mean, I think I took him like at the 1-2 turn. I was really high on Javonte Williams last year. It's a bummer.
Remember that first game against the Seahawks where he had like 11 targets?
Yeah, I was like, let's go. I got one. Big Lou thinking here. Jackson Smith and Jigba. All right, I'm going to finally go with my RB2 for my team. James Cook.
Nice.
Oh, I want James Cook. I hope I get James Cook in my home league this year, man.
Yeah, I like waiting on the RB2 and kind of just seeing what wide receivers you can get. And that's kind of the strategy that I've settled on this year. I mean, obviously it depends on how the draft goes, but there's just such good wide receiver value.
That's usually my strategy every year.
Yeah.
But I mean, at 111, 2-2, I can't pass up on Henry and Barkley. And
no,
Henry.
Completely agree. I mean,
I don't know what I'm supposed to do there.
At the back of the draft, you kind of need to, gain a positional advantage. So everyone's going with these wide receivers now. Well, with Barkley and Henry, like you're going to have the best running back duo in the league, no doubt. So
yeah,
Chubb and Jacob's pretty sick too.
Oh yeah, that is definitely
really good.
But see, it's like the back half. Like I think that if the draft goes like this in your league, I think it makes sense to double tap running back because if you're, and I don't hate the St. Brown, CeeDee Lamb back there either, but it's to me, it's just different than getting like a Jefferson and Chase and Hill.
Yeah, I can kind of balance some things out here the way I'm drafting.
St. Brown was nuts last year. After I pick, I'm gonna check out his thing.
Look how Pitts action.
Yeah,
smells like Pitts.
This is stuck between two guys here. Who's it gonna be? I'm gonna take my boy, Jahan. Jahan's my baby.
It's a good pick in the 7th.
Yeah,
Jahan's my baby boy.
He's elite, man. He's gonna be good. I traded him away last year in Dynasty, and I regret it. I was contending, and I ended up getting second. So now I'm like looking at that other dude's roster with my player, and I'm upset.
It's so gross, right?
I know.
Yeah, I like Jesse's team a lot.
I love that Brandon Cooks pick right there.
Yeah.
And Addison, honestly.
Wide receivers for days, man.
Z, what's your take on Addison? Do you think immediate impact, or do you think it's going to take a little bit, or like what is your thoughts on him?
I think he's going to be immediate impact.
Yeah.
Another
guy that's looking great right now in camp.
Let me see this pick real quick. Let's just take. Oh man, dude, this is a nasty part of the draft. I don't need that. I guess I'll mess with Dallas. That's fine. I'll go with Dallas. I hate taking tight end early. Yeah, so Jordan Addison, no, I think he's going to be an immediate contributor. I mean, we saw how productive Adam Thielen was last year, and he was, he was out there on the field all the time, high routes run percentage. Just he was utilizing the wrong way for his age. Kevin O'Connell wants to use a wide receiver in a specific way, running like deep routes a lot, and that's Jordan Addison's game. Adam Thielen is not that guy. Adam Thielen's going to be, at his age, he's going to be a short to intermediate route runner. So Jordan Addison is going to be the perfect fit for that wide receiver 2 role in the Vikings.
Yeah, and there's a lot of vacant touchdowns now with Thielen and Cook both gone. So I mean, and I think another reason why Justin Jefferson at the 101 makes sense, and then same thing with why Addison has so much value.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good. Yeah, there's this is that portion of the draft, like Jahan Dotson. We we got there's a lot of players right now. I think there's still some wide receivers on the board right now. They're gonna outperform their ADP right now. If
Oh,
you just
yeah.
look at some of the wide receivers still available, like there's plenty of guys who are candidates to absolutely outperform their draft value here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Just gotta
Addison,
pick the right ones. That's
you
the
just gotta
battle.
make sure not to step on any landmines, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, there's
Greg
some
with the
landmines
Homer
here.
pick again. Khalil Herbert, that's a great pick though. He looks like he's the guy. I think he's way too cheap right now.
I mean, yeah, I have some pause in him, but if he does get all the work, then yeah, I mean, it's a great pick right there.
I mean, no one truly gets all the work anymore.
Not anymore. I mean, not yeah.
You know what I'm saying though. If he's there like their right hand man, and I think he will be. I think he's the best back out of the bunch they have.
Yeah, Roshan looked pretty good though in the preseason. I put up a clip of him yesterday.
Yeah, he did.
I'm gonna check that out after this.
Yeah, he looked really good, man. He looked like a nasty runner. I mean, he had this one run that was like a 40-yard run. He ripped off like 4 tackles within the first 10 yards. He's that dude. There we go. Addison to the moon for sure. For sure, Steve. Yeah, it's gonna be a good year for Addison. It's good year for wide receiver in general right now. I think earlier in the offseason it felt like wide receiver wasn't deep, but as the smoke started to clear, it's looking better and better for the position. There's Zay
Flowers pick.
Yeah, I thought about
Flowers to be one of those guys. I think that JC and we were saying that we think Zay Flowers is going to be the wide receiver 1 for his team.
I'm with you guys there.
Yeah, I completely think that. Exactly. And yeah, I mean, Bateman, he can't stay healthy, and I don't know.
Yeah, man, it's sad about Bateman, dude. Great wide receiver, but he's back on the team. We'll see what happens. I mean, shoot, we should have mentioned Bateman as a buy low for that buy low segment, right?
Yeah, we can't count him out just that's for sure.
I mean, easy. You could probably buy him away for a second round pick and James Conner or second round pick and I don't know.
Yeah, I tried to buy Bateman for a second round pick a couple months ago and couldn't get the guy to bite.
Not even close.
There was discussions and it was kind of like, yeah, I'll think about it type deal. And then he countered and I never got it done. And now I think it's just too late. But yeah, I thought Bateman for a second was a great pick. I still think it is if you're contending. If he stays healthy in the full year, he's another guy. The Ravens offense, you took Dobbins, so I think you're in on it.
I am.
They're going to be good. I think Lamar is going to have a great year.
Yeah, I'm excited to see. There's that offense, the Browns. There's a few offenses that I'm really curious to find out. And I think it's going to be really cool when we see the review in week 1.
Yeah.
The Packers. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Week 1's gonna be a lot of fun. All the different formations they're gonna be run out of these new offenses.
Yeah, absolutely. There's always going to be guys where you're like, wow, I didn't see that coming, and a lot of overreaction from a lot of people. And it's just, I think the biggest thing about week 1 is just calm down. Let's let a couple weeks of data to come in.
So A-Chain, he played well into the fourth quarter and behind Myles Gaskin. I don't know if that was veteran deference, but Myles Gaskin looked good. I don't know if you guys saw that game or anything. I watched Myles Gaskin. I watched all of his runs and receptions. He played really well. A-Chain played all the way to the fourth quarter, and he didn't look horrible. He didn't look like a small running back that was struggling, but he
just love his home run, the home run ability, and
he looked great as a receiver, but he just didn't look as smooth as he did in college. I think this second preseason game is going to be a very, very important data point for a lot of players.
For sure.
Yeah,
I'll be tuned in.
Yeah, A-Chain definitely has the receiving ability there. And I think that's, if he can get that role alone and some of the rushing work, I think he can be a good value. But his body type and what he was in college, it's really that receiving work. So I worry about getting, majority of the rushing work. I don't know if that's the possibility.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with one of my favorite tight ends this year, man. Pat Freiermuth.
Nice. I like that. Jamal Williams.
On the
Uh-huh.
pick.
Here he goes. My boy.
My post-type sleeper, though, Gabe Davis. I loved him last year.
Too.
I can't quit him.
Yeah, I mean, Gabe Davis, you're not drafting him where he was getting drafted last year in the 8th round, and he is, he has that second wide receiver role in Buffalo. It's a great pick right there. And also, Josh Allen was nursing injury. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on where Gabe Davis could, return great value there.
Definitely like him on the bench as a 2 flex. He's on my flex right now. I don't even know the format on our own show. No, yeah, he's on the bench. Last year you were drafting him for a starting position. Now you're drafting him to stash, and I love that.
And how about him week 1? I mean, everyone who drafted Gabe Davis, including myself, week 1, you were like, I got one.
I bet him first touchdown. I was victory lapping all over my buddy's house.
I actually bet that too.
It was a great feeling.
Yeah.
But yeah, very inconsistent.
How do we feel about Tony? I know how you feel, Sanj. Z, what's your take on Tony?
Sanj.
What's up, man?
How was your take on Tony?
Oh my! He knows my take. What's your take?
Oh, were you guys asking me or something? I thought you said something.
Yeah, I know Sanchi's take. Sanchi hates him. He's ex-Giant. It's the it's his ex-girlfriend. He broke up
in the 11th. In the 11th, maybe.
Hold on. Where'd he go? Who picked him? God damn it, Jay. Let's see what we got here. I'm gonna take Jameson Williams here. I like Kadarius Toney for what he is. I mean, he's this very athletic, well in space guy who would be a nice kind of PPR reception machine outlet for Patrick Mahomes. That's all he is right now. I would love to see. I mean, we saw him be used in like several different packages last year, and like the limited time he did have on the field. I don't think he had over 30% snap share once last year with the Chiefs. So I was really curious. I still am really curious to see how he'll be deployed this year. Rashee Rice looked like he struggled a little bit in the preseason. Justin Ross had an injury today. He got carted off the field. Yeah. So right now we're seeing wide receivers kind of, Sky Moore again, unproven guy, having a good camp. So we'll see what happens with that. And then it's MVS and Richie James. James might be a guy to pivot to, I think.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I mean, with Tony, they were definitely scheming him last year. Andy Reid's offense is super hard to nail down. I'm a Chiefs fan. I'm a homer, so I want to say that's some of the reason why Sky Moore wasn't. I mean, he was nothing last year, right? He was running wrong routes. I mean, even on that Super Bowl touchdown, he ran the wrong route. It worked out. But yeah, the reports in camp are great with Sky Moore. It's saying he even came. He even came.
I got
on.
my guy. I went double. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson.
Big Lou's going to be upset about that one.
That's my second QB, by the way, but I just took him just because I was like, dude, if the upside hits, I'm going to just start Watson. I'm going to start Richardson over Watson every single week and just get that rushing production.
It's definitely great insurance for a quarterback like Watson, who didn't look so great last year. We're banking on him to make the jump. But that's a great play if you draft Watson. Take a guy like Richardson after him. I love that.
Yeah, I think Richardson's the only quarterback that I would double down on. So if I had something, I think he's the only guy. I don't know if any of these other guys I would need insurance of. But yeah, Richardson, his upside is so high with the rushing ability that it makes sense to tap him. I mean, you could even wait. There's some teams that are waiting. Does everyone have a quarterback? No, Assange doesn't. He was probably waiting for him to come back around, huh?
No, I got my eye. I have a double down plan myself.
Okay, Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
You know it.
Sanj, so would you be okay with that, like in an actual draft where you're like, all right, I'm going with Daniel Jones as my QB1? and
I
Pat's
would say
above all these guys.
I would not only have Jones, I would have someone else, but
Mhm.
yeah, if I go late round QB, I'm okay.
Like what if you like waited? Yeah, so you go late round QB and then come around to like Geno Smith later or something like that, right?
Yeah, like there's plenty of guys who finished as a QB1 last year, like still chilling. Like I know
Yeah, no,
obviously you want to shoot for the moon with those difference makers and the positional advantage, but I wasn't in the position to do so. I could have took Allen over Devontae Smith. I didn't want to do that. Lamar and Fields are both gone before 412. And I just decided to wait on QB at that point. I don't go in with a set strategy. I kind of just let the
For
draft
sure.
board fall to me.
For
And
sure.
I think I have two guys I like here.
yeah.
After that first pick in the first round, it's just really all up to the draft board.
I think Sinker got sniped on Sky Moore, though.
I definitely got sniped on Sky Moore. I would have liked him there, but I'll take McKinnon. At this point, also, it's like Cook is my RB2. That's fine. I went Gibson and now McKinnon. I'm just looking for guys who catch balls out of the backfield. If for whatever reason I feel good with Eckler, but if I need to fill that second slot, I want to have guys who are just catching balls in a PPR league.
Yeah, Ethan.
Really like those first two on the list. Spoiler alert. Stack attack. Double stack attack.
Yeah, Ethan, I completely agree with you. Ethan said Daniel Jones, Kirk Cousins, Aaron Rodgers, Geno Smith, Jared Goff. At least one of those dudes finishes top 10. Yeah, absolutely. I think if you wait on quarterback, you're fine. You can stream.
Like I think like even like saying top 12 or top 10 is kind of arbitrary because I think like we might see like a consolidation of a bunch of QB1s. However, that is like it might go up to like QB 15 this year. Well, I don't know, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So like we have like 14 guys who can all like finish similar to each other. So we might have like 14 top 12 QBs or whatever, like 15 top 12 QBs this year. And with Geno Smith, Jared Goff could again like be finishes a Q. I don't know, man. Like, what does top 12 even mean when you have like such a like? There's
Right.
like Anthony Richardson got drafted to my team. Like he can finish top 12. Dak Prescott, Tua, if he stays healthy. Kirk Cousins is back in QB1 every year. Daniel Jones surely is going to play way better than he did in 2022. And then I mean the rest of the guys are all spoken for. Like it's just.
I just like having the Jefferson, Cousins, and Jones Waller stack. Like,
yeah.
Play the matchup
nice.
there. Not bad for going late round QB. I prefer to have a Herbert, a Lawrence, a Burrow, a Field. Obviously, I prefer them, but just didn't play out like that. And
I mean, you can switch those guys with the matchups. That's what I do with the Kirk Cousins and Geno's and Daniel Jones.
Yeah, for sure. Which matchup you like better? Hopefully your stack hits when you do that.
Yeah.
Hopefully it hits either way because you're going to be starting Jefferson and Waller every week, so you want it to hit either way. But
I just think I don't hate the two quarterbacks. I just think I would like to roster my bench I use for maybe higher upside on a player that could break out.
Yeah,
but I get it. I mean, like if you're waiting, right? So I think that's why I took Herbert 5-6 because that's it. I'm done with quarterback.
Disclaimer: I rarely do this. Like I'm always on that Herbert 5-6 or Lawrence 5-8 train, and I just take one guy and I stack up. But it just didn't work out like that.
Perfect example of just letting the draft come to you, right? I mean, you don't want to force anything. That's how you can get in trouble.
Exactly. I'm BPA 99% of the time.
Mm-hmm. That was kind of my philosophy with J.K. Dobbins. Like, I really didn't need extra running back, but I'm like, dude, J.K. Dobbins at the portion of the draft. J.K. Dobbins over most of the wide receivers in that part of the draft. I mean, I was hoping Christian Kirk would make it back to me. That's why I took Dobbins there, and I knew Dobbins wouldn't make it back to me. I felt like it. I don't know if he would have gone running back there.
Pick. You're still with us. Just want to say thanks for watching Fantasy Fanline. We appreciate all the love and support. We'll be here every Tuesday till the end of the year. We rocking and rolling. We're closer to draft season. If you're listening on audio formats, we will have this up tomorrow night on audio formats, I should say, and I will post the mock screenshot to our socials, so you can follow along if you want. Won't keep you all confused. Like when we're all staring at this mock screen, and you're listening to only audio. Like who's going where? Which team is that? We'll do our best. We'll do our best to keep you afloat.
Yeah, this is where it gets interesting.
Yeah, I'm in like deep thought right now. It's hard to like talk and watch the mock, but I'm trying my best. This has been a great night, guys. Z, thanks again for coming on, man.
Anytime.
I know we can count on you to shoot the shit and talk some football.
Anytime, boys. Always happy to come on.
Typically, this is where I'm starting to look at Justin Ross too, but with that injury today, it sucks.
It's so sad.
Yeah, he's creeping. He was creeping up. His name was being mentioned more and more.
Z, what are your thoughts? Yeah, so like I saw he was carted off. That's what some people reported. Chiefs media here was saying, anytime in camp you get hurt, you're going to get carted just because you need to go from the field up. So he was sitting in the front seat. It doesn't sound as serious as, he got carted off, how that sounds. So still with the injury history, I think that's some concern, but I think it's just a wait and see with him. A lot of drafts are happening this weekend. So I still think he's a guy, last pick overall, you could look to him.
Definitely worth a dart throw, last pick.
Yeah, it sucks, man. Injuries for him, and I mean he had value there in the Chiefs offense. They need a guy. I'm a Chiefs home fan guy, so I really wanted him to have something there. We need him.
Mahomes will get it done. He could call us 3 up. He'll probably still catch him. We'll still catch us for some touchdowns, man.
Shepard. Yeah. I picked up Sterling Shepard in the off the waiver wire, I think, in a super deep dynasty league the other day, and I was very happy about it.
You're a contender in that league?
Huh?
You're a contender?
It's a startup. One?
Oh, startup.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Like, it was like towards the end, you said?
I got him for free off the waiver wire the other day. He was just sitting there.
That's amazing. He still looks good, man. From what I've seen as far as videos, video. It's just, can he stay healthy? Please.
That's the biggest question always with him.
There's nobody Giants fans want more. There's nothing we want more than to watch Sterling Shepard.
Imagine the patience that it takes for somebody like Sterling Shepard, who gets injured, gets better, gets re-injured, gets better, gets re-injured, like all the time. How frustrating that is.
It's heartbreaking, man. Such a likable dude. Like he's a fan favorite.
And they're just devastating injuries every time. Like
I know. I was at the game against Dallas where last year. And
what was the Achilles?
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about it. I was like, that was emotional.
Was it?
Yeah, he's just a guy. As I said, he's a fan favorite, and it just sucks to see again and again. And we're all rooting for him. And we obviously the talent's been there. Like the guy's been pretty damn consistent, but health has been the issue, and it sucks.
Yeah. Z, what is your take on the Houston wide receiver core?
I don't want him.
None of them?
No. I'm not. I'm done with Nico Collins.
Yeah, I'm in on Nico Collins.
You're in on Nico Collins?
Yeah, I just think he's the only alpha there, right? I mean, he fits the framework. He fits everything. Like, I mean, there's obviously some bad things about him, but someone's got to catch balls there.
And this year, I mean, they're fine if you want like depth pieces, like wide receiver 4s, wide receiver 3s. That's fine. But I mean, outside of that, there really isn't much right now. I mean, it's really they have John Mechie, Tank Dell, Xavier Hutchinson, Nico Collins. Also Dalton Schultz over there. So I don't know. I don't really see one. I don't see target consolidation really happening over there with Nico Collins. I'd be surprised if he had over a 20% target share. Honestly.
Got it.
2 picks left. I don't normally like to handcuff backs, especially on crappy offenses. Well,
Singletary?
Singletary for the Pierce insurance, and then another homer pick, Jalen Hyatt. Why not? Hyatt and HA, man. Speed kills. Let's go. Not my favorite mock I've done all year, but, we're drafting with some of the best here, and
I like this. I like this mock. I really like the start I had. I mean, I think everybody had a really good draft. Honestly,
this would be a crazy competitive.
the warm blanket that two stud running backs is just always feels really good for the rest of the draft. You know, when you're looking at your draft board, it just feels really good. So they're very foundational for a fantasy team.
Yeah, especially, if they stay healthy all year.
Yeah.
That's the big thing because, I punted RB2 and my draft kind of looks that way, right? I'm trying to find these pass catching backs, maybe, the lottery picks late. So I think the biggest thing is if you do punt the RB position early, you have to find something that's going to give you value early on in the season.
Yeah.
So like I look to pass catchers.
So what you did was going at Mike Williams at 6'7", and then coming back with James Cook at 7'6", perfect.
Yeah,
that was
perfect.
Really nice.
I would have never taken. I don't think I'd have taken Rachaad White at RB2. I mean, probably maybe Rachaad White, but that's probably the cutoff. And then after that, I'd have just gone receivers all the way up to James Cook.
Yeah, man, I would like another wide receiver here, but there's just nothing looking good out here.
This has been as sharp as they get. This would make a great league.
This would be a super competitive league.
Exactly. Like, I live for this.
Just looking for a handcuff with Ty Chandler, really. If anything ever happens, to Madison, maybe he's the guy.
Nice. I was going to grab Ty Chandler in the last. Oh, I still see one guy.
He's a guy.
Still see one guy.
Everyone's really thinking.
Yeah, everyone's looking. Everyone's looking.
All right, KJ Osborne. I like that pick.
Yeah, I mean,
it's worth a last round pick. I know we just talked about Addison, but Osborne's still there. He got his burn last year. Nothing crazy, but last round, worth a shot.
Pierre Strong was the last round pick for me until Cook came in. I just wanted, something behind Stevenson, like who was gonna get the work there, and now I'm kind of off
until Zeke came in.
Yeah, with Zeke, my bad.
Oh, you're good.
I like Josh Downs. I just feel bad for him where he's at right now.
Yeah,
just because I feel like he's the wide receiver 3 on that team right now, and it's gonna be tough to get him targets. But yeah, last round pick, why not? Shit, he might outplay Alec Pierce and take over the wide receiver 2 role. I don't see why not.
Definitely possible.
Yeah.
Down to our last 4 picks here. Thank you guys again. Thank you for everyone who helped out and hopped in this mock and chatted up with us while we were mocking. I wasn't as talkative this week because I was locked in. So Z, thanks for giving all your great information, making all your great videos, man.
Yeah, man. Enjoy those.
The community appreciates it, and we're definitely going to have you back on as long as you want to come back on.
Yeah, ask whenever.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, love a good mock right in the heart of draft season. Man. Like I said earlier in the show, I've got 2 this week, and I know some of my league mates are probably watching right now, but
this guy Sinker is my hero. Yeah, fans, man.
Who's the guy sinker?
Who said that? I didn't even see it.
Pull back up for you. Danny W.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah, we got Tyler Glessner in here too. Ty, thanks for coming in, man. Appreciate you.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, good draft.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. I'm sweating from that, man.
That was a tough round.
And that's a fake draft. Wait till the real ones.
I know.
As I said, I'm going to throw this mock up on all our socials. You can follow along. I guess I don't really do the draft grade thing, but any team that stands out to you guys, because I can't really pick. I feel like any of these teams could compete.
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep the love there. Like everyone in this room is as sharp as they come. And Thank you again. We'll have another mock next season. No need to do too many, but we're always down to talk. ADP strategy going in, and damn, man, that's that.
Yeah,
Good
man.
to see your faces again.
Appreciate everyone following along on the mock. Hopefully, for the viewers, you get some use out of this. Gives you an idea as you go into draft season where players are going. Because, if you're mocking against the computer, you're going to get a way different team than when you're mocking against, people who have industry knowledge and understand what they're doing. So,
yeah, do not mock with Sleepers AI. It's not going to benefit you very much.
It's only going to hurt you.
Yeah, for sure. Zareh, that's I'm not butchering, right? Zareh.
Oh, beautiful. You sound like my dad.
You want to take a few seconds, tell the people where to find you, tell them a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, I'm at Footballguys. I just primarily have rankings up there. I contribute on articles every once in a while. I have my own project I'm going to start up again called Running Back versus Game Script. Basically looks at running backs on a down per down basis, and it's very specific to score sequences. So we'll look at each score sequence of a given game within a week. So, like, say if we're looking at Antonio Gibson in week 2 versus the Seahawks, I don't know if that game's actually happening, but we'll look at how he performed within each score sequence on a down per down basis, what he was doing for each snap he played, how many points he got on those snaps, and we'll kind of create a flow chart and look at where his fantasy point distribution is happening on a flow chart. We'll also look at run concepts and yards per carry. So we're going to also kind of look. It's going to have more of a film kind of perspective to it as well, because I do love looking at. I do love watching film. So I'm going to incorporate some of that. So I'll be releasing one of those a week on a certain running back. If I had a team.
Awesome.
If I had a team with me, I'd do all of them, but I can't. I can only do one a week. So, yeah.
Dude, that's
so
awesome.
For that.
I can't wait for that. Check that out, everyone.
Yeah.
And definitely go to the Twitter.
Will that be on your Twitter?
What's that?
Are you going to post that on your Twitter?
It'll be on Twitter. Yeah, I'll post it on Twitter.
Awesome.
Twitter, X, whatever. Tomato. Thanks again, Z. We'll have you back. Then we are over. So, for Sinker, I am Sanchi Value. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Fantasy Fanline. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.